the Buzz and Roar Show. This one is the Tijan Salon episode, I guess. Last week it was the Del Curry episode. This one's the Tijan Salon episode, number 31. Sadly, this one won't be going in the rafters because it's Tijan Salon. But for the Buzz and Roar Show, all of them go in the rafters. You know what I mean? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. Let's just jump right into this. You know what I mean? Like we're very excited to talk about the Charlotte Hornets. The other night, we finally won a play-in game. We're back, baby. Plane just landed. Let's go. Charlotte Hornets are back. Let's go and jump right into it, okay? I want to talk about just, like, the play-in atmosphere, okay? And you know, what our, goals are for this year. Do we take a possible Detroit series if we win tomorrow night with confidence, okay? And if so, do we possibly push for a championship if we do end up winning that? Of course, that's a little bit of a stretch, but if we do end up winning that series, do we possibly push for a championship? And, like you put on here, risk injury for it. I want to kind of start off there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to look at a world where, hey, I mean, we are an 8th seed, but we have also we've been the second most dominant team since 2026. It's a fact. We have we have a better win-loss record than the OKC Thunder after 2026. So, I mean, when you look at that, when we look at, our current state of dominance, the Spurs are the only team that are on paper better than us. So when we have that question, we say, all right, let's say we beat a Magic in this last time where we have to win this game. We've just won 2 pretty high-pressure games back-to-back. Do we look at this Detroit series as one that we actually kind of want to take seriously? Or are we kind of like, man, every game is a bonus game at this point? Obviously, you want to take every game seriously, but do we take it seriously enough and say that's like, no, we want to win, we want to beat out Detroit, and then we want to take on the next guy and the next guy and then the next guy? Like, we'll play 21 games if that means we're getting a chip this year. I don't know if we're looking towards anything like that. And having that conversation might seem a little bit premature, but I also want to be prepared that if we do want to take this game seriously against Detroit, we're preparing about that now. We're doing scouting reports, we're doing drills now. The Orlando Magic are a hard team, but with all confidence, it does feel like they kind of checked out. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Let's talk about the play-in atmosphere that already existed. The Charlotte Hornets hosted a Charlotte home play-in game that I was fortunate enough to go to, and man, that atmosphere was insane. It was totally packed like a sardine can with fans, with people. And I think it was probably one of the more entertaining games ever displayed in the Charlotte Spectrum Center. Maybe not necessarily for Charlotte of all time, but even for Charlotte of all time, still probably going to put that as a top 10 game, especially with the stakes. Adam Silver killed it. You lose and you go home. Man, what great basketball that entails. And we really only get 2 of those a year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, literally, the atmosphere was incredible. In that Hornets group chat I was talking about last week that I'm in, you are too, I got a couple videos sent from it. Amazing. Okay, you saw daggone DaBaby there on the sidelines hyping up the team. You saw FGTV there. You saw everybody there. Okay, all the celebrities, half the Panthers team was there. Okay, JC Horn was tweeting about it the whole night. I mean, there's so much love and support that this team got from that game. Okay, it's honestly kind of impressive because 2 years ago, I went to a Charlotte Hornets. The Thunder came into town to play the Charlotte Hornets, okay? And I went to it. I was sitting way up at the top, and I went to it. Nobody there. Absolutely nobody there. Nobody. I'm talking, there was probably, like, at most 1,000 people there. And I'm not even kidding. It looked like, it literally looked like the Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons game from a couple years back in Bryce Young's rookie year. It was terrible. I mean, and we almost won, which would have been awesome. And I vividly remember it. Brandon Miller missed a game winner. Sad. But the truth is,
we've beaten OKC since,
the truth is, from there to now, I can tell on video that it's changed a lot. Okay, the atmosphere is incredible. I mean, there's nothing else that I can really say about it besides that. I mean, you went to it. You can probably speak a little bit more on it because your eardrums were the ones that were hurting. My eardrums were hurting because my voice was screaming at my TV. Okay, but I mean, and
when that that game-winning shot happened, and then the game-winning block happened, there was an energy that lasted in the Spectrum Center for about 7 or 8 minutes that I've never had in my life. Now, I kind of rushed out of the Spectrum Center, and I had to come back in because I had left some jerseys in my rush out. I wanted to run out and get some content and just start doing stuff. And I mean, when I went back in, I even have some tape that maybe I'll post up on my Instagram story that you guys can check out. But I mean, it was pandemonium. It was everybody would high five everybody. Everybody would jump into everybody's arms. It didn't matter if you were a stranger. It didn't matter if you were 60. It didn't matter if you were 16. Everybody was just all over each other, just screaming. You would grab someone. You would pick someone up and hoist them in the air. Just everything was game. And it was something I've really never seen in a sporting environment. I haven't seen it since my high school basketball team won the state championships. There's just nothing I've seen that is that intense with just pure glee. And I mean, there was 20,000 people there to celebrate it.
Yeah, I saw the videos post game. Okay, there was this news station that was there. They had a microphone and they were kind of interviewing the fans. I'm not even kidding. That video that I saw about it, you couldn't even hear what the fans on the mic were saying because all the other fans were so loud behind it. Okay,
I was screaming for my post game.
It looked crazy. I mean, I wish I was there to witness it in person. But either way, I can see how crazy it is on camera. It was great. It was great.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
Now, to talk about, do you have one last thing to say?
I was going to say something that's not so great about the game. Let's talk about one little thing about that I don't like about the game. Con Knipple, who didn't play great. And I guess we can kind of jump that into a segue of Con sucked for his most recent game. Now, we can talk about back injuries, which we do want to address. He said, I have a back injury and, that I'm going to be playing through it. And that's something that we can understand is I have a thrown out back right now. I'm older than Con Knipple, but I can tell you I would absolutely be capable of walking out onto an NBA floor and shooting some shots up. None of them are going in with how I feel right now. And 0 for 6 from deep is something that is terrible. But I would also remind you that Melo had 2 for 16 from 3.
Yes.
Meaning that LaMelo Ball and Con Knipple had 2 for 22 from 3 the entire night. So I'd say that Con Knipple didn't have a great night, but I'd say that our rims had a buttery night. You know what I mean? They were thin, and it required so much driving of the basket that just thank God we had Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball, who was having a LaMelo Ball game. But I say all that to say, we're not worried about Con. I think he's already done everything that he can. By the next episode, we'll know if he's Rookie of the Year or not. But I guess, do we blame Con? Do we think that this game could have been better with Con, maybe off the floor? We obviously see Kobe White doing great, and in overtime, that's where it went. But
yes.
Should Con Knipple play in a 7-game series with Detroit if he's playing like this?
Okay, first of all, yes, I do believe the back injury is affecting him. And second of all, if I want to put this out there, even with the back injury and even with him shooting that bad, I was astounded at something I had not seen by Con Knipple all season long. And I have not seen anybody talk about this. Honestly, the Buzz North Show is about to be the first one to talk about this, okay? Con Knipple's defense, in my opinion, was phenomenal. Every time he got an ISO called on him, they couldn't get past him. Every time the guy he was defending got the ball, they could not get past him, okay? I would not have even been that mad if he went out there in overtime or late in the game if we were on defense. Let's say late in the game we had to have somebody go guard Tyler Hero because he's about to attempt a three-point shot at the buzzer. I wouldn't have even been mad if we matched up Con Knipple right there with Tyler Hero. Right. He was now I don't know if that was a purposeful focus that game and he kind of laid back on the offense on purpose because of his back was hurting. But I'm telling you right now, he was not necessarily bad this game. He was bad on offense. Amazing. And I'm saying amazing on defense, okay? I do believe that. Now, my other thing is this. You mentioned Melo shot 2 for 14, I think, was it? Or was
2 for
it
16?
2 for 16. Okay.
Even worse.
Yes. Even worse. 2 for 16. Okay. I want to put this out there. This showed how much of a leader and just great player LaMelo Ball is. Okay? Because you want to know something? He got 30 points last game. He got 30 points last game shooting 2 for 16. 2 for 16. Scoring 30 points.
54% from the field, which means his usage was, his usage was just gnarly.
And he got the game winner.
When you play fast offense.
That's what I'm saying. It was just, the game was so good. The game that we played last game, even though even though the top 2 3-point shooting players in the NBA forgot how to shoot threes, played bad,
they didn't forget how to play basketball.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't forget how to play basketball. They just forgot how to shoot threes. That's it. That's it. They just forgot how to shoot threes. And so, I mean, that's kind of my point here. Neither of them played bad at all. I really don't think so. Con Knipple, of course, you can't defend being the best 3-point shooter in the league and going 0 for 6. Okay, I'm sorry, but he had some open shots. I think I could have made him. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest here. I think it's just honesty. Okay, you can't defend that. But once again, he still played good, playing 34 minutes, scoring 6 points. He still played pretty good. You know what I mean? He still played good.
Yeah, I'd say maybe I disagree a little bit in terms that he played good. Maybe he played exactly the level that he needed to play at for me to go, all right, let's start him against the Magic game, which we are going to talk about a little bit here. And that would be my final question back to you in a second, is Coby White or Con Knipple gets the start for the Magic game? And, obviously we've still seen a rather small sample size for both players, if I'm being honest, in comparison to starts of players like Grant or Miles or Brandon or LaMelo. But, does Coby White need to play the same level of basketball that he did to beat Orlando? Or is Orlando maybe a better team? Is Orlando maybe a worse team? I kind of see a narrative that maybe Orlando's just going to kind of bend over and take it. But curious on your thoughts for Orlando. Are we worried? And does Con start in a world where we are worried?
Does Con start is a question that, number one, I don't want to ask because I think it's an obvious question. It's yes. Okay, I do believe he starts. It sounds crazy to some people, not crazy to some people. Okay, I think he starts because imagine the level of play we could have in the playoffs if we get Con Knipple going back on threes and scoring. We get LaMelo Ball back to scoring threes on top of what he just shot, like driving inside. Okay, and we get maybe a Josh Green going or a Grant Williams going. We saw Grant Williams play late a lot last game. Or we even get a Sion James scoring a lot. Okay, if we can get Con Knipple getting hot right before that Detroit series, I think we could put it to 7 games. I think it's possible. I think if we can get Con Knipple hot late, then and with Coby White playing that good, I don't think it's a question. Okay, but I think Charles Lee, even if Con Knipple does get hot, still plays Coby White because in the NBA playoffs, you want as many people hot. You want as many people hot on the team as possible. Okay, and so you don't want Coby White to get cold just because you love your rookie. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. And the only thing that I would say is just at what point do we say, Con Knipple, you might be the rookie of the year, but you are still a rookie, and this is still a postseason game where Coby White has. He's a play-in king, just being honest. Rose has some play-in experience. I'm not saying he has won every experience he's been in, but yeah, in a world where you are a rookie, and a rookie that won an ACC tournament by himself, a rookie that, definitely I do not think that yesterday the lights were too bright for Con Knipple. I really don't. I think it was a back injury that he might be begrudgingly wanting to fight through. But then at what point do you go, okay, because of your back injury and because the fact that you are still a first year, you are deprioritized to a healthy 5th year. I'm sorry, that's the same politics game You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. I think Con Knipple starts, but I think, and I'd be interested to come back and look at this, Con Knipple plays less minutes than Kobe White on a start. Anyways, speaking of stops, let's go ahead and kind of jump into what the Panthers are going to be starting to do with their draft picks. I know you started a mock draft that we can definitely check out, and that I'm eager to check out. But yeah, I mean, should we just talk about that after the sound effect?
Yep, we should.
Alrighty, I'm going to be taking off the Hornets hat for this one, and I got some Panthers stuff on. Maybe I'll add some, cute Panthers stuff to this back wall as we get closer to the Panthers season, which is really freaking coming up! Ethan, it's really coming up.
Yes, it is.
I mean, draft is, we're looking at, if we had to paper rings that we tore till draft day, we'd be looking at, 10 paper rings left. I don't actually know the exact time as you're listening to this episode, people, but it's coming up really soon.
I think it's 4 days.
So, 4 days is crazy. As this episode is coming out, it's probably 4 or 5 days, depending on when you're listening to it. It might have already happened. So I would like you, Ethan, to go ahead and talk about legit last time, maybe ever, that we're going to be talking about this, especially if there's a 7-game series. Who are we drafting, bro? What's going on?
So I want to just kind of take this over real quick, okay? First of all, to answer your question, it's the 23rd, so when this comes out on Saturday, April 18th. No, it'll come out tomorrow because we're doing it early. I forgot about that. April 17th, so it'll be 6 days. I can't count. Okay, but yes, I do kind of want to take over for a second. So the hottest topic of this week for the Panthers, let's start off with this, is something General Manager Dan Morgan himself said the other week. He said in a press conference while getting asked about taking a third straight first-round receiver, okay? He said, quote, "I do not think there's a rule saying you can't draft 3 receivers in a row, is there?" Kind of a funny quote, but there is not a rule saying that you cannot draft 3 receivers in a row. And that makes me wonder, is he going to pass up on a tight end Kenyon Sadiq or something? Or is he going to pass up on this and that, etc.? Okay, it's just a tough situation. This is the first year of my lifetime, and I'm a diehard Panthers fan. I am a Hornets fan too, but I've been a Panthers fan longer than the Hornets, and I've lived in North Carolina my whole life. This is the first year I've generally thought that this draft pick could legitimately be anybody. Anybody from the top to the bottom. This is the first time that I do believe that this, it could be anybody. So, in school today, I did a little bit of a Panthers mock draft to share with you guys this episode. 7-round mock draft. Here we go. I'm going to kind of, just tell you some analysis on these guys and then go from there. So first of all, I want to say there was one trade I did, and it was the 51st pick in the draft, and I got the 53rd pick and the 121st pick. That's 2nd round and 4th round for a 2nd round and 6th round. So I traded back for a 4th rounder, basically. And let's start at round 1 pick, the hottest topic of the Carolina Panthers draft. Who am I picking at that number 19 spot? I am picking safety from used to be Purdue, now from Oregon. He had a better career at Oregon. Dylan Thieneman. I cannot say that name. It's really hard to say. I think I said it close. But yes, I'm picking him. Okay, he's a safety. He's an elite playmaker to rebuild this secondary. Okay, he's 6 foot, 207 pounds. And he's somebody who can step into this spot right now. He's somebody who will be right next to Trayvon Moehrig this season. Okay, if Ejiro Vero, defensive coordinator, develops him correctly, this is somebody who we can just perfectly right on the spot start this season. Okay, he brings in a lot of ability, especially with the fact that our problem at the safety and cornerback position, he is a safety, but if we have to press up on him. He is somebody who is really good at press coverage. He has a 4.35 speed. He's going to be able to get back, a 4.35 speed in the 40-yard dash, to clarify. Now, this is kind of the only, thing I'm going to send back to you here. I want to ask, do you feel like a safety is going to be good for round 1 to kind of, bolster up that safety spot and get a little, depth there so that we have, both Trayvon Moehrig and Dylan.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous. I think going back to what you said about it kind of being anyone, Dylan Theinman. Yes. We're gonna wait until they just say his name on draft night, and if he gets a Panthers hat, I'll learn how to say it. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. But no, I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous at all. I also think that you're right. I mean, like, this guy is likely going to be a first or second pick safety anyway, so it kind of depends on availability, depends on what he has. I think you're right, he could be a pivotal piece that slots in right now, and ultimately that's what you want, I guess, out of a draft where we aren't,
100% sure.
Maybe I'm wrong, but we aren't necessarily looking for a franchise cornerstone of any kind, you know what I mean?
No, we're really not.
Right, so I feel like it's appropriate. I do.
Yeah.
I feel like it's solid. We just need to learn how to say his name.
Yeah, we just need to learn how to say his name. Okay, now, round 2 pick, okay, from Virginia and Notre Dame, wide receiver, well, used to be Virginia, now Notre Dame, clarification, Malachi Fields. First of all, he had 12 games, 55 catches for 808 yards and 5 touchdowns, okay? The reason why I think this is number one a great pick is because I feel like Dan Morgan was kind of hinting at something when he said that, oh, well, there's not a rule where I can't pick another first-round receiver. Do I think he's going to pick another first-round receiver? I personally don't. I think he's going to get one in the second. I think Malachi Fields, he's a big body guy, 6'4", 222 pounds at receiver. And he is somebody who is, honestly, if I could describe him, he's like Tedero McMillan without the speed. Okay, that is literally, he gets up and gets that ball. He's like lethal over the middle, but he is not the fastest person in the world, but he's somebody who we've needed for years. The reason why is because, number one, he is great at run after the catches, and number two, he can block, and the best of all, he's somebody who in the red zone, I would expect to see him out there every single play because he is going to be able to get in that end zone and be wide open on play one every single time, just about, okay? He's going to be able to get tough yardage over the middle. Now, round 3, okay? Here is where it got a little tricky, okay? I'm taking tight end from Stanford, who has 11 games, 49 receptions, 545 yards, 2 touchdowns, Sam Roosh, okay? I think he's got 49 receptions, 545 yards, 2 touchdowns, not bad, okay? And we need a tight end, okay? We have Mitchell Evans, we have Tommy Tremble, we have I can't remember his name, James Mitchell, if I'm correct. We just drafted him. He's really injury prone. But this is going to be somebody who is, number one, we've seen in the past, he's not very injury prone. And number two, he's going to be someone who first year, once again, is going to get some playing time. The reason why is because Tommy Tremble is a tight end who isn't very good at blocking, but he is really good at getting down the field, once again, over the middle, little corner routes to the right, corner routes to the left, whatever. This is somebody who we would put out there on a QB sneak to push Bryce Young past the first down marker, okay? He is 6'5", 260 pounds, and he is absolutely a beast. He is a 4-year starter at Stanford. He would be the perfect starter at that Y tight end spot. Definitely NFL ready in my opinion. Okay, so round 1 through 3, in my opinion, those would be my perfect picks. Now, once again, I have 7 picks, so let me continue. Round 4, Austin Barber, offensive tackle from Florida. Okay, we need an O-lineman. Okay, and a little hint, I may or may not have added another O-lineman in this. Okay, I mean that's nothing bad. Austin Barber, offensive tackle from Florida. He is sick. Get this for a second. Get this. An offensive tackle, 13 games this season from Florida because they had a bowl game. 729 snaps, so he's really experienced. And, by the way, 6'6", 312 pounds. That is massive. That is like daggone Victor Wembanyama
Big guy.
of the offensive line for the Panthers. Okay, that is absolutely massive. Exactly what we need. Okay, he is going to be perfect for our run game, perfect for blocking Bryce Young, especially if Ike Ekwonu is out the rest of the season. And then we move on to round 5. Here is where it got a little tricky, and here's where I kind of picked someone who people are probably in the comments going to absolutely flame me over. Okay, Connor Lew, center from Auburn. Okay, he started 7 games, and this season, he is a 3-year starter. He's 6'3", 310 pounds, and you would be like, okay, that's perfect. He's from Auburn. He's big. He's perfect. We need a center anyways. My problem is that he had an ACL tear, and that's why he only had 7 games. That could lead to him missing possibly, if not the whole season, the most of the first half of the season if we had any plans to start him. And that's a little bit of an issue. If he is injury prone, then that's also an issue. We don't want to have a center out there, start him 1 game, then he gets another ACL tear. We don't want to have another Jonathan Brooks. Okay. And I mean, he is perfect. He's like the perfect center that is meant to be, but he also just might be injury prone. Okay. That is my only problem with this guy. Only problem is that he is possibly injury prone, but if his rehab goes well, he doesn't get injured after it, he could be a really, really long-term starter at that center spot. Then 2 more picks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go and ask, how do you feel about the mock draft so far? I've picked 2 tackles, 1 center, 1 tackle. I've picked a wide receiver, a tight end, a safety. Do you think I'm kind of, doing good?
Yeah, milling out where we need to mill out. Obviously, I think that, honestly, if Connor Lew is available at that point, I that would be the only thing that I'd say is just let's see where he goes. I think Connor Lew's a much better player than a 5th rounder. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, I agree. An ACL tear is terrifying, but I guess you're right. He doesn't even have combine numbers. Yeah. You know what I mean? But no, I mean, just taking a look at any stat, and also the fact that how mobile this 300-pound dude is. I don't see. He can really bend his foot. I really don't think that he will be available. If he is, great pick.
Okay, so now round 6 and round 7. Round 6, I'm going to go with running back from Penn State. If this guy is available, I will cry tears of joy. Okay, I will. I will do it on camera, for goodness sakes. Okay, write it down. Katron Allen, 12 games, 210 carries. Starting running, I think he might be a backup, but they do play 2 running back scheme at Penn State. 1,303 yards, 6.5 average yards per carry, 15 touchdowns. He is kind of like the tight end I was talking about earlier, but just he is fast. Okay, if he gets hit, he's going to gain another 15 yards. Okay, he's like Chuba Hubbard's twin brother. Okay, he is going to get the most yards after contact we have ever seen. I'm just putting out the facts. He is going to be phenomenal. Okay, then round 7, 52 tackles, 13 games, 2 picks. A really athletic guy at 6'1", 196 pounds. Kind of like the safety I was talking about earlier. Domani Jackson, cornerback from Alabama. Okay, he is not projected to go that high this year, but he is really fast. 4.41 speed, 6'1", 196 pounds. One thing he does best, and I mentioned about Dylan earlier, but this guy does it 10 times better, and he's a corner. See, safeties don't do press coverage as much as corners do. Domani Jackson, he's got that press coverage built into him. Okay, he's going to go out there and for example, last year in the playoffs, you know what our problem was? It was the fact that Ajay Rivera had to, play zone, and then they drove down the field and scored 6 late in the game. The reason why he had to play zone is because we didn't have J.C. Horn to do press coverage on anybody, and they have the best wide receiver depth chart in the league. Okay, Domani Jackson is going to be able to play a late game situational, football. Okay, he's going to be that type of guy, and if we need it, he is great at special teams. Okay, he can be a kick returner, he can be a punt returner, he can block some kicks. I don't know. He is perfect from there on forward. So I don't know if you want to take it from here, maybe move on to the Knights, whatever you want to do. But there is my 7-round mock draft for sure. Lock it in now. I'm 100% correct. Don't quote me on that.
I will quote you on it, and we're taping it, and we're putting it on YouTube. And yeah, we'll jump a little bit into the Knights after this. I guess after the sound.
You are exactly right. The Charlotte Knights are back. We are back. Episode 31 is here. I love how I'm just doing a second intro. The Charlotte Knights, okay? The Charlotte Knights. I guess you want to kind of talk about them. I don't exactly know what you had to talk about. Kind of like you didn't know what I was talking about, the Panthers, okay? But I just know this. We talked about it beforehand, kind of what we were talking about the Knights. I heard they were playing a bad team coming up, according to you, so I'll kind of give you the plate here, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah. The Charlotte Knights, who have continued to fall back, when we first talked about them, this is our 4th week in coverage, and we will take a small break from coverage and kind of get back on the other season here, but the Charlotte Knights are not looking good anymore, Ethan. Mm-hmm. One of our biggest things to rally back to that 500 is really just hoping that the Nashville Sounds continue to look worse than we do. We have a homestand against them coming up here over, from the 22nd-ish of April onwards. 22nd of April. And I just think that, we're 7-9 right now. We've lost kind of all good prospects, and we're not calling up people from high A or double A. There's just not much movement in the ballpark right now, but part of that is because baseball's a really, really, really long season. One of the only things that I'd say is interesting, I guess, in terms of stuff that I like highlighting is maybe the minor league element of the ballpark. I imagine that most people who are here are, watching this in Charlotte or in North Carolina, etc. The Charlotte Knights are just not caring about baseball, and that's okay. Everyone can run the bases, doing Hunger Games promotions, giving away free watches, or they actually are selling office space inside of the arena now, so you can work from home while watching the baseball game. Like, the Charlotte Knights are devolving, but that's minor league baseball. So, Ethan, I will be the first to tell you when something good happens, when some player is making a mark that I think might make him go on up to the Sox, or when we get new additions. But so far, that's just not seeming to be the narrative. And, we can discuss a little bit more about if that's a success or if that's not a success. But ultimately, in terms of success on the field, the Charlotte Knights have lost every game except for one since the last time we spoke.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what to say. I'm looking at the schedule now. We talked last on the 9th. So loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss. That means we were 1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
5 and 5.
Yeah,
now we're 7-9, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely don't exactly know what to say. I will say I'm looking at the roster. It looks a lot different. Okay. I mean, before the season,
but they're all just movements.
Yeah,
they're all movements. It's all still
before the
season,
still part
of the same team.
Before the season, I didn't see Addison Coffey on here. I didn't see Tyler Davis on here. I didn't see a lot of these guys on here. Did that one other guy get called up? I forget his name, but
still has not been called up and is still not swinging strong on the bat. So. Yeah, I don't know if we have. I can see where Coffee came from. I don't know if we pulled up from high A. It's possible we are pulling up from high A now, just because that's AAA at its finest. But yeah, ultimately, no real prospects that are cracking into our starting lineup. At least it's looked exactly the same for a week, and we are playing losing baseball with it.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I just need to buy that office space at the game so we can just record the Buzz and Roar show there.
Absolutely.
No, but
Absolutely
hey,
true.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe that's you'll see us next. You'll see us next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be recording the podcast from the.
No, but that would be that number one. That would be awesome. Number two.
Yeah.
I mean, are we done here? I think
so. Thank you guys so much for
think
watching.
We're done. I think we're done.
Of the Buzz and Roar Show?
31. The Buzz and Roar Show. I think the T-John Salon episode is done once again. This one technically will go in the rafters. Salons might not, but thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below. Go follow him on Instagram. Hit that follow button on my Instagram. I said it 2 weeks ago. Maybe I can reach 1,000 subscribers by next month. Who said that? So thank you all so much for watching.
If you're listening to this now, subscribe, and we'h be back next week for the Ryan Kalkbrenner episode.
Hey, yes. Hey, I was looking at it. Only 10% of my viewers are subscribed. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like those YouTubers that always say that. Like, I hate to be that guy, but 10%. I gotta put it up right there. No, but 10%. Like, seriously. Either way, hit that sub button, hit that like button, follow down below. We will see you guys on number 32, which is crazy. After draft day, we will finally get to see who the Carolina Panthers pick. And I will see you guys.
Who was the last guy to play 32?
I don't know.
We'll have to let you know next time. See ya. Greg Kite?
I don't even.
Bye.